What is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Just a Vision. It is your girl and your daddy here, Jaquel Viola, and I'm back with another motherfreaking video. I'm just kidding. I don't have Des here to do my little echoes in the background. But hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm super excited to be back because today's topic is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time now. Probably not too long, but maybe a couple months, but still long enough, you know. But this is something that has been on my mind a lot lately, and it's something that I feel like I need to discuss with you guys, because maybe you guys have been feeling the same way as me, and you just want to, you know, just finally just be yourself and not really care about what the world and everyone else thinks about you. But before we get into that, I just want to say sorry that I am in the car again and I can't show you guys my outfit. The new house is not quite complete yet, so it's kind of crowded in there right now, and the weather isn't too great today, so here I am yet again in the car. But I'm not even wearing anything too cute anyways, literally just a black t-shirt. I got this new necklace yesterday. Actually, Des's mom got it for me, and this bracelet, not necklace, but the bracelet that goes with it. They're Leos. But anyways, it's just a black t-shirt and some sweatpants. Nothing too fancy schmancy. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? But anyways, guys, yes, back to the video and the title / topic. Basically, like I said, this is something that I've been wanting to discuss for a while now, a few months, because some things came up here and there, and I feel like it's time to discuss them. Because I know that I have changed in my ways, and I know that other people might have been feeling the same way as I do. So I just want to, you know, just let it all out and just let people know how I feel and how I feel like other people should feel, but I'm not going to make you feel like that because everybody is different. So by the title / topic of this video, it is basically the whole labeling thing and being a free spirit. So basically, the reason why I've been wanting to do the whole video on labeling is because, you know, people label themselves, or people label other groups of people as, you know, the LGBT community. There's black people, you know, the hood ones, the hood black people, or the really bad Mexicans, whatever the case is. It doesn't even have to be about race or anything. It could be about, you know, just who you are as a person. You know, you could be a nerd and they still label you as a nerd. You could be funny. You could, you know, have a disability or something, and people still label you. You're always going to be labeled no matter where you go. It does not matter. So guys, within this video, I wanted to discuss a few different things. So in my notebook, I broke down a couple different sections to talk about. To begin with, I wanted to talk to you guys about what a label was, or what is labeling. So basically, a label is attached to something so that it could be assigned to a category. So basically, in the real world, we assign labels to things like our foods. That way we can tell whether or not they're edible. We label things as to where we can see what is inside of each food to see if it's good for us or not. We label our drinks so we can differentiate between the different drinks. We label our clothing. We label cars. We label, you know, stores. We label people. We label situations. We just label everything in life. We feel like it's just something that we always have to do. And so self-labeling is a big thing that we also get into. So basically, it seems human nature to us to label ourselves and to hold up an image of how we want to be, or how we want other people to appear to be, or how we want other people to appear us to be. Many of us see ourselves or want to be seen as intellectual, successful, beautiful, organized, funny, spiritual, or authentic. Or maybe we view ourselves as dumb, ugly, sloppy, lazy, or an addict. We can either label other people, or we can label ourselves, or other people label us, vice versa. We're always labeling people. It doesn't matter what it is that we label people on. But we try to hold up an image to fit in with others instead of being accepted for who we truly are. So you have a lot of people out there that like to be followers, and they like to, you know, do everything else that other people are doing because they don't want to be left out. But for me personally, I'm not that type of person. I like to be the leader. I do like to have followers, but at the same time, I want those followers to actually be able to follow me so that they are able to lead up to being a leader themselves and they can help others. But we're always labeling ourselves. It doesn't matter what it is. People label us as being, some of us, we're labeled as being, mentally retarded, or some are labeled as being nerds. Some are labeled as being, for me in particular, I get labeled as being a stud. I get labeled as being gay, which the stud part doesn't bother, or not the stud part, the gay part doesn't bother me, but the whole stud part kind of bothers me, and I'll get into that a little bit more throughout the video. But self-labeling is something that we always are always doing. People label us all the time because they either want to label us into a specific group because they don't like us, or they just want to label us because it's just something that they feel like it's need to be done. But in my defense, I just feel like labels just get too confusing, especially once it goes into deeper things, as in like the whole LGBT thing, and it goes into studs, dykes, femmes, studs. I don't even know, I think I said that one twice already. But whatever the case is, that part for me gets a little too iffy, because it's very limiting, like, and people always expect you to always follow through with that specific label that you're supposed to be known as. So for a stud, for example, or a femme, femmes are supposed to always dress girly. Studs are supposed to always dress manly. This, that, and the other. And for me, that's just like, why? We're all females. So what do I have in my little notebook? Yeah, so once we start labeling people, it's like we're only defined by that one thing, and we're not defined by, our personality, all of our successes, or whatever the case is. We're only defined as that one thing. People start to see us as just that one thing, and they don't see us as anything more than that. And I don't particularly like that, because, in life we're supposed to be able to be free, to be ourselves, and to express ourselves without the judgment of others. But in this day and age, you can't even go outside without somebody looking at you the wrong way or getting the wrong idea of you. So basically, you guys know that I've been going through a spiritual awakening, and during a spiritual awakening, you pretty much let go of all of your preconceived notions, your thoughts, your beliefs about yourself, about others, about ways of life, about, certain roles, certain religions, whatever the case is. But once you have a spiritual awakening, you pretty much let go of everything that you used to know before. It's not like you forgot about it. It's just that you let go of that, and you're open to more options. You're open to more, perspectives, more points of view, more other sides of the stories, this, that, and the other. And you basically go back to that childlike mentality where you're free to roam and be who you are. You're free to express yourself in any type of way that you want. You're free to be, a superhero. You're free to be a firefighter. You're free to be an MMA fighter. You're free to, be a baker. You're free to run a marathon. Whatever the case is, once you're in that childlike mentality again, you're free to be who you are, and you don't really care what the world has to say about you, because you're, being who you are. You're being yourself. You're loving yourself. And once you, just let go of everything that was before, and you're just so open to all these new ideas, thoughts, and, adventures, you're just like, what? I just want to live my life like this. I just want to be free. I don't want to be confined by, just one thing, or I don't want to be defined as just one thing in my life. I want to be, known as being, this wild, adventurous person that likes to go out and explore, that likes to see what the world has in store. I don't want to be defined as one particular thing. Oh, that's a gay girl, or that's a stud over there, or whatever the case is. Personally, I just feel like we should all be able to just be free and be ourselves. But like I said, in this day and age, it is very, very, very hard to do that. But young children, they live lives without labels because their language abilities in their brain have not fully developed yet. So when they see something, they get completely engaged in it. For example, a couch. When they see it, they get engaged. Their senses detect what we call colors, textures, and smells. Their eyes widen and they're fascinated with the experience of seeing, touching, and maybe even tasting the couch. Their experience completely consumes their attention and being as if nothing else exists. So basically, when you're in that childlike mentality, you get so amused by just the simplest things in life. You don't really know what it is yet, but you're so excited about it. And children have like such a big imagination, since their brains aren't fully developed yet, that they can imagine a wide span of just outrageous things that nowadays, once you're older, you'll be like, that's weird, why would you even think about that? But as children, you don't really care what the world thinks about you. You don't really care. You're free to express yourself. You're free to use your imagination. You're free to be whoever you want. Once you go back to that childlike mentality, you get to be free. You get to go back to finding your inner child and finding your inner happiness and doing the things that genuinely make you happy. But as soon as they learn that the object is called a couch, it is then identified, labeled, and boxed up in a mental package that can be recalled by the mind. From then on, the experience becomes less and less special and less seldom experienced for what is beyond. So basically, after everything is, labeled and put in a specific category, it's kind of less important. It has less of a value. So basically, if you confine us or define us as one specific thing, it's basically like we have less of a value because we're just like other people that are in that category. Why do we have to be like everybody else that are in that category? Why can't we just be ourselves without naming anything? Why can't we just roam free? Why can't we just be like wild animals and just be ourselves, just roam out and see what the world has in store for us? Why do we have to be confined or defined as one specific thing? Why can't we just be who we want to be? Because I know that when I was little, I know that I wanted to be a teacher, I wanted to be a psychologist, I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to, do a whole bunch of different things. My mind was so crazy when I was younger. I know that I had a big imagination and that life was pretty easy as a child, but then, once you get older, it's like you need to fit in with everybody else. You want to fit in with everybody else. You don't want to be that outsider anymore. But through my spiritual awakening, I'm okay with being an outsider. I'm okay with being an outcast. I'm okay with being myself because I don't feel like I need to be defined as one specific thing. I just want to be labelless. I just want to be a female who just loves girls. I just want to be a person. I just want to be Jaquel. I just want to be me. I want to go out and explore the world. I don't want to be labeled as, whatever people want to label me as. I know that people are going to label me, but me specifically, I don't want to label myself as, something. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of my experience with labeling, and then I'm going to give you guys a little bit of benefits of, living a labelless life. So basically, starting from the beginning, growing up, I definitely always knew and I always felt like I was different from the rest of my family. Okay, I know that we are alike and the same in certain ways, but at the same time I always felt like I was different from them. I knew that I wasn't like everybody else. I knew it wasn't like my family. I knew I wasn't like my cousins, my friends, this, that, and the other. I always knew within myself that I was different from everybody, and I never liked to really be a part of a group. I had friends of many different, I guess, cliques. I was friends with the smart kids. I was friends with the so-called dumb kids, or whatever you want to call it. But, in my case, at my school, it was a little bit different, because usually you see in movies that the dumb kids are labeled as the popular kids, and then the smart kids are labeled as the losers, or whatever you want to call it. But in my case, it wasn't really like that. The school that I went to, it was basically like if you were in all the high and accelerated classes, you were considered a popular kid, and if you were in the low classes, you were considered a dumb kid, so they didn't really like you. But me in particular, I was friends with everybody because I don't like other people to feel like they're not part of a group. Excuse me. And then growing up and getting more and more into like middle school and all that, you kind of just push that away all the way, and then you go into wanting to fit in with everybody else. I tried to fit into others at school, or with others at school. For example, all my friends, I tried to, dress like them. I tried to wear the skirts, and I tried to wear the blouses, and I tried to wear the makeup and be all cute, wear the nails, this, that, and the other. But that's not who I am. It made me feel so uncomfortable, but I did it because I wanted to fit in with everybody else. I wanted to just have somebody like me. I wanted somebody to, love me, want me. I just wanted to feel appreciated and wanted. So I tried to fit in with everybody. And I did that for a minute, probably a couple years. I dated boys, even though I knew that I had a crush on girls. I still tried to date boys because, back in the day and where I went to school, it was not a good thing to come out as being gay. You would get made fun of, and it was just something that was not good. I have also worked with individuals that were different, or you could label as, or most people would label as mentally retarded or whatever, but I don't label them as that. I think they're just people. They're the same as us. They just have a little bit, wrong with them. They weren't born exactly the same as us, which is not their fault. There's nothing that they can do about it. If they were born with this disability, that's just part of them, and they shouldn't be defined by their physical or mental disability. That's just a part of who they are. That's not what defines them. That's not what makes them up as a person, They want to be loved and cared for and accepted just as much as everybody else does. So I was really good at that, or like working with people and, fitting in with different groups of people. All my best friends have been of different races. I have a really big thing for foreign people. I don't know why. I've had a Mexican best friend. My best friend right now is Romanian. I've had an Indian best friend. And I don't know, I just love learning about different ways of life, different cultures. So I'm not specific to one thing or one specific group of people. I like a whole bunch of different groups of people. If I fit in and if I have something in common with somebody, then I'm going to be friends with you. Just because you're not friends with somebody else doesn't mean we can't be friends. I'm allowed to branch out and explore my options and see what people in my life are going to be there for me, who we have the same likes and things like that. And the people that don't like me, then they don't have to be in my life, but they don't need to sit here and label me and hate me because they don't like my life choices. This is my life. I don't sit here and judge you guys on your life choices, so why judge me? You feel me? What else? Oh yeah, so basically another thing with my whole labeling process is that I tried to fit in with the people at school. I tried to fit in with all my friends that were girls, and they were like, oh my gosh, boys, oh my gosh, makeup. I tried to fit in, but I couldn't. By the end of my junior year to the beginning of my senior year, I went to a little camp that was actually a leadership camp, and it actually gave me the strength and the courage to actually just finally be myself and express myself how I truly wanted to be. So basically, after I came back from all that and I started my senior year of high school, I pretty much lost all my friends because I came out as being gay. I started to wear boy clothes / comfy clothes at that time, and I started identifying myself as a stud, which is, I guess, a little bit more manly. But then again, through this whole process or these different phases of my life, I've been asked a whole bunch of different questions on, when do you want to become a boy? Do you want to be a boy? This, that, and the other. No, just because I'm gay, just because I wear boys' clothes does not mean I want to be a boy, okay? That does not mean I want to be a boy. And honestly, during my spiritual awakening, I have learned so many, different ideas, lessons, and just thoughts about, the real world and expressing myself and being true to myself and what I really want in my life. And I have done a lot of thinking through this. And my thing is, I don't want to be considered as a stud anymore. I don't want to be defined as, this person, she's gay, she likes girls, but she dresses like a man, so we have to consider her a stud. I don't want to be considered a stud because I don't want to say that I necessarily wear all men's clothes, because that's not true. I just don't show it very often to others that I wear, girl clothes. Just some things make me feel uncomfortable. I will still wear girls' pants There's probably some shirts of girl stuff that I'll still wear, especially like workout clothes and stuff like that, because I know I'm a girl. I just like to wear things that make me feel comfortable. I don't feel like our clothes should define us. I don't feel like we should sit here and say, oh, I'm a man because I wear man clothes, or I'm a girl because I wear so much girly clothes. You feel me? But no, that's not me. I just like to be myself. I enjoy so many different types of outfits and stuff like that, because me, I have a very, very, very wide range of things that I like, especially with clothing. I can go from street to hood to girly to spiritual to whatever the case is. I can do that, and I know I can, so I feel like I shouldn't be defined to one thing. I know that I'm a female. I know that I like girls, and no one and nothing is ever gonna change that. So why can't I just be myself? Why can't I just be Jaquel, a girl who just happens to like girls? She doesn't define herself as being a stud or being a femme or being a STEM or whatever the case is. And that whole stud STEM thing, that's something that was brought to my attention recently, because the last couple of months, I made a friend group down where I moved at, and everything was going good for a little bit, but then they started putting labels on us, this, that, and the other, and that was just really annoying, because somebody told somebody else that just because of the way I present myself, that they feel like I should dress more girly. They feel like I should be considered a STEM, or I should be a femme more than I should be considered a stud. And that honestly irritated me so freaking much, because I'm still a female no matter what. I know that I'm a female. I enjoy being a female, except for when Mother Nature hits. But other than that, I still have a, I don't want to go too crazy in the video and be inappropriate, but I still have the same body parts. I still have boobs and all that. So yes, I'm still gonna do things that girls typically want to do. I like taking, warm bubble baths. I like doing the face mask. I will do a mani and pedi without the makeup or not the makeup, but without the fingernail polish. But other than that, I mean, I don't really know what else to say, because I'm still a female. Nothing is going to change that unless I want to, become a man. But in my case, I don't really have the dysphoria for that, and I've done a lot of research on that too, because I'm very, very optimistic and I love learning about different things. And I don't judge people who are trans. I will never, because that's something I've always actually been interested in ever since I was little. I've always watched videos on that, but that's besides the point. But anyways, guys, I don't have a problem with trans people. I never have. I actually have friends who are trans. It's just me personally, that's just not who I am. But I just don't feel like I should be labeled as a stud, STEM, femme, or whatever the case is. I just want to be me. I just want to express myself the way that I want to express myself. I don't want to be defined by one specific thing. I just want to be myself. I want to go out and I want to explore the world. I want to see what the world has in store for me. If I want to wear boy clothes one day, I will. If I want to wear girl clothes one day, I will. If I want to be a skater person one day, I will. If I want to be hood, or if I want to be comfy, or whatever the case is, I will, because I am free to express myself without using labels, without, defining myself to one specific thing. I am me, and I don't care what anybody else thinks of it. I just wanted to make this video because I feel like labels are too restrictive. They place you in too many different spots, and it's too confusing. I mean, you can put stuff here and there, as in the whole LGBT and then, trans people and all that, but then getting down to the whole like stud, femme, this, that, and the other, that's just so much. Like, why do we have to even go that far? Why can't I just be a female who loves female? Why can't a man just be a man who loves men? Why does he have to be defined as, the manly gay or the girly gay? Okay, we should be defined as just us. We should just be allowed and be free to be us, because it is, America is supposed to be the home of the brave and the land of the free. I think I said that completely wrong, but you guys understand what I mean. And I feel like this video might help you guys out a little bit too, because maybe you've been feeling the same way. Maybe you don't want to consider yourself as something that you used to consider yourself. Through my spiritual awakening, like I said, I used to consider myself as a stud, but I don't now, because why? I feel like I'm not a stud. I know that. I know that I am me. I do have times where I look like girly. I kind of dress, I guess, girly, but that's just how I am. It's not anything like, oh, I want to be this or I want to be that. That's just me. That's just what makes me feel comfortable, what makes me feel like myself, and I am able to do that in so many different ways and so many different clothings, and it helps me express who I am. So I don't define myself as a stud, a femme, a STEM. I don't even know what else you want to call it. I'm literally just Jaquel. I like girls, and that's it. I dress how I want to dress. I do the things in life that I want to do, and I don't worry about what other people think of me. You feel me? So I feel like I should be able to go out here and help others, or at least try to help others get into the same kind of concept as me. I mean, you obviously don't have to, because everybody has their own views and perspectives, this, that, and the other. But then again, I feel like this is a video that could help others who are also, you know, stuck in that mindset where they considered themselves this for so long, so they don't really know how to come out and say, you know, I just want to be a free spirit. But yeah, so the next part of this video basically is the benefits of living a label-less life. So 1, living a life completely without labels would be impractical for an adult, especially in today's day and age. But by consciously removing the labels, our minds can create, not only can we experience and appreciate inanimate objects like couches more fully, we can also better enjoy our emotions, humanness, and allowing us to see and accept ourselves as we really are underneath the images and the characters that we try to hold on to and try to portray. So basically, living this life and removing these labels allows us to be more expressive, allows us to be more imaginative, more childlike. We get to be who we are truly meant to be without hiding under what other people want us to be. We're free to express ourselves and to accept ourselves and to accept others for who they are. As well as it enables us to connect with other people as they are, like I just said, in the moment, instead of who we think they are based on, you know, past experiences or stories that we've heard of them. Our life becomes more authentically real when labels are cut off, because there's no longer judgment, there's no longer separation. It's only love, oneness, and bliss. So once you cut off these, you know, extra labels and all that, you'll start to feel better about yourself, because you're not defined by what other people think about you. You're not defined by what you think about yourself. You can live your life more freely and more happy. You can go out and be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. And that's something that I've definitely been working on, because I just want to be free. I just want to be me, and I don't want to have to worry about the judgment of others and the judgment of the world. I just want to live life to the fullest, go after my goals, go after my dreams, spread peace, love, and positivity wherever I go, and be the best version of myself possible without having to define myself in any other way. And I really don't have much else to say about any of this except for the quotes, and I only have a few of them. And the first one says, people are going to label you. It's how you overcome those labels. That's what counts. And basically what I put underneath that, it says, beat and define the odds. So basically, yeah, people are gonna label you. You can't help if other people label you. You can't go into every single person in this world and be like, don't label me as that. You can't label me as that, because that's not who I am. You can't do that, because there's billions of people in this world, and people are always gonna have different thoughts about you. But what really matters the most is how you feel about yourself and what you think about yourself. So don't worry about, you know, these labels that people are throwing at you. As long as you can overcome them and you can beat the odds, then you shouldn't even have to worry about them. The second one says, I don't care what people call me. Labels have the negative value of making smaller boundaries for people. And that's so true. So I like I said, I don't care what people label me. You can label me whatever you want. But for myself, I'm going to label me as being, I don't even want to label myself. I just want to say I'm me. Because I don't even want to give it the label of being a free spirit, because that's still labeling it. But I just want to say that I'm me. I'm more free-spirited. I'm, you know, just accepting the world around me and just letting myself be the person that I want to be. And, you know, once you put labels on people, it definitely cuts the value of, you know, who they are as a person, because when you look at them, you only think of that one thing about them, or you think of a couple of different things about them that you don't like that people have labeled onto them. But you don't really know a person until you actually get to know them. You can't just look at somebody and just label them and automatically think that they're a bad person, because you don't really know them. and it makes you feel smaller than what you really are. So why use labels in the first place? And the last quote says, I do what I do because it feels right. Other people attach labels to that. And so my little side note that I added just says, I am me. I do whatever makes me feel content and happy, and that's what I do. I sit here, I make my YouTube videos, I make my motivational quote videos, I take pictures, I post pictures, I make, you know, foods and I post them on there. What else do I do? I started working out. Sorry, I started right there. But I started working out again. I started going for walks. I started eating it healthier. I'm doing the things that makes me feel happy, makes me feel all right with myself. And I don't even care what other people think. This is something that I truly wanted for myself. And I feel like if there's something that you want to change about yourself, you should only change it because you want to change it, not because other people want you to change it. Change it for you, because if you want to be the best version of yourself possible, then you have to do these things for you, and don't worry about what other people think. So yet again, I do the things in life that I want to do because it makes me happy. I like to explore, I like to have fun, and I like to just be me, and I don't like to worry about what other people think about me. And I want to be able to help you guys too. So this is why I make these videos, so I can give you guys a little bit of information, and so you guys can also look at my experience and be like, you know what, this has happened to me, so how can I switch my life around how she did? So I want my videos to be able to give you guys some type of insight, or to teach you guys a lesson, or to help you guys out in any way, shape, or form. My videos are here to educate you and help you out in the best way possible. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, make sure to comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on all my social medias, and I will be back with more videos. Peace.